Capetonians and visitors, welcome and thank you very much for coming to this launch this evening. This is a particularly interesting project if you think it through. I suppose it's always a guarantee to have a good crowd in at a book launch when you photograph most of the people. You're pretty much assured that they're going to come. But what is particularly intriguing about this book, if I may, are two or three features. In the first place, I asked Tony, why do this? Why photograph these marvelous photographs about various Capetonians? And his answer to me...
About a year ago, a little bit over now, I was in London and went to a Vishniac exhibition. And it reminded me of Vishniac's book, A Vanished World, which, as you probably know, consists of photographs that he took in the 1920s and 30s in Eastern Europe. He didn't know, of course, about the Holocaust, but he knew that the days of Jewish communities in Central Europe, as they had been living, were over. And that got me thinking that, that Cape Town actually perhaps needed a book like that. And then I was in Cairo, and I went to the synagogue where the Geniza is, and I said to the beadle there, how many Jews are left in Cairo? And he said, about 40. And I said, and 70 years ago? Oh, 70 years ago, he said, there were 25,000. When I grew up in Cape Town, there were 25,000 Jews here. Now there are about half. So maybe in 100 or 200 years' time, there'll be 40. And so I thought it would be a good idea to capture the Jewish community in Cape Town as it existed in the last Jewish year, 5779, and like so many tasks one sets out on, one has no idea what is involved. For example, I thought I would take the pictures. I soon realized that was not possible. And in the end, we used 17 professional photographers. And the 290 odd pictures were chosen from over 3,000.
I thought it was a lovely idea. I obviously didn't think it was going to be so big. Originally, it would have been more buildings, synagogues and such, and a few people. And it actually grew into quite a big project with a big print run of quite a diverse group of people.
I wanted it to be a coffee table book, and that is what, in fact, we were able to produce. If you look in the book, you'll see that under each picture, there's just the name of the individual, individuals in the image, and what they do. We did think at one stage about having a little write-up about the people in the pictures, but that then would become quite cumbersome because some of the professors would have lengthy write-ups, and some of the people who are less academically inclined would have much less. So we ended up with just the names and what they do. And each picture, as you will see, is in context. So the surgeon is in his operating theatre, and the tree fella has just chopped down a tree, and the Kirstenbosch guide is in Kirstenbosch, and so on.
The picture is very special to me because those girls are from the Kensington Creche, a union of Jewish women creche in Kensington, and it was formed in 1942. So it's one of the most wonderful sustainable projects, and we cater for the Jewish community and the broader community.
I knew a few of the people in Cape Town because even though I left here just after my bar mitzvah a long time ago, we do come back every year for a few weeks, and we have friends here, and it's really a small community. So asking around, and a photographer we used, Guy Lerner, one of the photographers, had wonderful connections into both the secular and the religious communities. So between the two of us and our friends, we found a lot of people.
And it's been wonderful to be part of this process from the side. I mean, this was Tony and his project, but I had a small little glimpse from the side, giving a little bit of input from the Israeli side. And I'm Capetonian born. I'm very proud of the city, and it was wonderful to be together with Tony in a little way to be part of this magnificent project.
They say a picture tells 1,000 words, and I think that his book which consists of hundreds of pictures, probably tells a million words. It's quite remarkable in what it does. I think that in generations to come, they'll be able to look back and say, this was how life was. I think one day the people will look at the book almost as a walking museum, because it too will capture the life of a wonderful city at a particular and interesting time in its history.
As viewers of the book will see, all the pictures are current. There aren't any archive pictures. So they were all taken in the Jewish year 5779, because archive pictures are very important, but this isn't the book for them. This is a book for a snapshot in time of the Jewish community in Cape Town.
I can't believe that I'm in it. I think it's a great privilege. The book, in a sense, has changed my life, in that it's given me a lot more awareness and insight into the people of Cape Town, who all play a different role in different ways of life. There was no discrimination, no favors. It had nothing to do with status or wealth or degrees or background. It was ordinary people in working professions.
And that's what this particular book does. It embraces the concept of community. I was absolutely delighted when I saw these photographs. Some of the people I don't know, and I've lived here almost my entire life. I mean, of course, I do know some people like Mr. Hodis, who afflicts us on a daily basis in court. But in all seriousness, if you look at this book, it's not a book which essentially, in which Tony went and said to himself, who's got status in this community, and those are the people that I'm going to photograph. And Tony, you've done us an unbelievable favor, because what you've done in this book is to affirm what we really are, which is that we have an empathy whereby we actually regard each other with dignity, with care, and with concern. And we look at ourselves and we look at this book and we're proud to say we are part of a vibrant community. And yes, in 100 years' time, when people look at this book, they'll say, wow, there was a community. And hopefully there still will be a community of Jews who, in a sense, hold their Jewish identity as very important, but do it in their own individual ways and have sufficient empathy to respect the manner in which other people hold their identities important to them. I really wish to congratulate you on a quite remarkable contribution to the history of our community. Thank you.